My 29F husband, 32M, is HIV positive and insists he's done nothing wrong. We've been married for 2 years in an otherwise normal relationship. My husband decided to donate blood last month. He used to do it in the past but stopped in the past few years. So he went in and donated blood, and a few days later he received a phone call telling him that the tests on his blood were positive for HIV. We both went to the doctor and got tested again, and yes, he is positive, I'm negative. We did have STD tests 2.5 years ago when we were engaged and we were both negative. It's been a very stressful time for us with all the issues relating to dealing with the HIV, and he insists that he has never cheated on me with anyone. He hasn't received transfusions during this time either. I don't know what to believe. He swears to me day and night that he doesn't know how this happened. What should I do at this time? It's not like you can get HIV out of thin air. It's usually either a man's transfusion or needles. He says none of them have happened. Too long, didn't read. Husband is HIV positive and swears he hasn't cheated on me or injected medication. What should I believe and do?
Hey guys, please like, comment, and subscribe. It would really help me out, thanks.
HIV can have a prolonged period where the test will show up negative. That being said, he had a negative test 2.5 years ago and a positive now. Even if he was in the window period before the first test, it might mean he cheated on you or shared needles while you were in a relationship, before getting married. How long were you together before getting married? Let me ask you this too, has he been sick since you got married? Like with flu-like symptoms, fever but kind of mild? He hasn't had those symptoms, not that I can remember. He usually gets a running nose, but I thinks that's allergies. You don't get HIV from transfusions anymore. It's only through needles or bodily fluids. That being said, it can take quite a bit of time from transmission to show up positive. Any chance he was infected shortly before the negative STD test 2.5 years ago? If not, then yeah, he's either shared a needle with an HIV plus individual or had romance with one. Update, my 29F husband, 32M, is HIV positive and insists he's done nothing wrong. First, I want to thank all of you for your help. As it turned out, and most of you guessed, my husband has been lying. He kept insisting to me that he's done nothing that could be responsible for this, and he was saying that maybe HIV can be transmitted some other way that scientists don't understand yet. I suggested that we should ask our doctor to put us in contact with researchers then to study him and understand what's going on. He became defensive and said he doesn't want to become anyone's lab mice. At night I decided to look into his phone. I know it's not generally a good idea to snoop around, but I needed to know if he's lying for sure. I unlocked it with his fingerprint when he was sleeping, and yeah, there was a text thread with someone named S where they were talking about HIV and some insults. I dug around a little and learned that this is his ex. I told him in the morning and he opened up and told me the truth. His ex has contacted him 18 months ago and they started talking and they slept with each other for 3 months, and they didn't use condoms because he trusted that his ex had not slept with anyone ever since they broke up. She lied to him. She was HIV positive and he got it from her. They stopped seeing each other after 3 months. So I'll talk to a lawyer and we'll file for divorce. He is staying with a friend for the time being until we sort things out. Too long, didn't read. Husband lied. Cheated on me with his ex and that's how he was infected. We will get a divorce. Sleeping with someone when you are HIV positive without telling them is illegal to various degrees, can range from romantic harm to manslaughter, depending on where you are living. If you wind up HIV positive, you could press charges on the ex-wife. What your soon-to-be ex-husband does is his prerogative. This. Completely. I am so mad on your behalf. He is a terrible human. Absolutely miserable. My 23F boyfriend, 23M, cheated on me. I didn't leave. Now I'm in a situation. Hi everyone. I'll try and keep this as brief as possible. My boyfriend and I have been together nearly 4 years and lived together 3. I first found out he'd cheated in August 18 when I was away looking after my grandmother in hospital. The girl messaged me in February 19 to tell me he'd gone to her house twice, said was single, and they kissed once. I was right at the end of my degree, about to take my final exams, and somehow I bottled it and didn't leave him. I tried to forgive him. I also think low self-esteem has a lot to do with it. Also in February 19, a girl he'd slept with before we met messaged me saying he'd invited her over for night. I was at home with family, and had expressed how hot she was. She didn't go. Again, I bottled it. It's ridiculous, but he seemed so apologetic and begged me not to leave him. I had other suspicions of cheating before this too, i.e. one unopened message from a girl which I saw while he was on his phone which said "Hey you," and another instance where I went on his Facebook account, I know, I shouldn't have, and saw the remnants of a deleted chat between him and a female friend where there'd been a video chat at 1 AM, and him replying "Oi." I trusted my gut, but he explained away all the instances as I was lonely and silly. I don't remember it. In the past when I asked him why he deleted Instagram pictures of us, or removed our relationship status, he would cry and say it's because he's insecure. I don't know what's wrong with me, why I haven't left him. All our friends and my family love us as a couple. He acts so lovingly to me, I never suspected anything he's done. I think I'm honestly just desperately gripping onto what we were in the first year of our relationship. Since the main cheating incident, we've been fine. I say fine, because he seems like he's happy as pie, thriving and living mostly for free with me, and I enjoy his company, but I don't trust him fully. We're the couple all our friends call goals. We travel loads, have a real laugh, but there's obviously this dark underbelly that nobody knows about. I only trust him when I am with him. I just don't know how to leave him. I have my degree, and I work from home. We now live near my parents, in a house that was left to me in a family will. He pays nothing to live with me, so I can see how he'd be comfortable even if he didn't truly love me. But so much of my life is wrapped around him, and I'm just terrified that if I left him, even though I know I deserve more, that I'd be alone. I guess I'm just looking anyone else who has been here, and got through it. Tier too long, didn't read, my boyfriend of 4 years has cheated/flirtily messaged other girls multiple times, and for whatever reason, I feel like I can't leave. You don't want to leave because you're afraid to be alone after so many years. It's understandable. But I'll tell you, as someone who spent their early 20s mostly alone, it ducking rocked. A good first step may be admitting what happened to a close friend. And telling them you think you want to leave, but you're having trouble. It seems like it's easy to normalize his behavior because you're keeping it all in, but having an outside perspective from someone you care about can snap you back to reality. You don't want to leave because you're afraid to be alone after so many years. It's understandable. But I'll tell you, as someone who spent their early 20s mostly alone, it ducking rocked. A good first step may be admitting what happened to a close friend. And telling them you think you want to leave, but you're having trouble. It seems like it's easy to normalize his behavior because you're keeping it all in, but having an outside perspective from someone you care about can snap you back to reality. I, 31M, just found out my girlfriend 29F is cheating. My girlfriend had some problems sleeping and emotionally unstable for about a week, so she asked me to move in and stay with her for a while. 2 days after I moved in, she finally confused she has been cheating on her boyfriend with me ever since we started dating 5 months ago. Her boyfriend found out recently and broke up with her. She told me all the lies and the truth about her, including she had been dating her boyfriend for almost a year, she loved her boyfriend more than she loved me. All the time she could not respond to my calls were because she was with her boyfriend. There was even a third guy she played just to buy her stuff. At the end, she said she wants to start over with me, and she was willing to do anything to gain back my trust. I packed up and moved out the instant she finished talking. She begged for me stay because she finally be honest with me. After I left, she texted me and said she finally able to contact with her ex-boyfriend, because he blocked her on everything, and she told him she wants to be with me. She also said she will let me check her phone anytime and take a photo for me every time and everywhere she goes. I know it is odd, but she is my first girlfriend, more like a friends with benefit at her point of view. Any advice? Too long/didn't read. My girlfriend cheated on her boyfriend with me for 5 months. Now she said she want to start over with me and keep dating. Edit, I asked her for her boyfriend phone number and chatted with her ex-BF for a bit. He told me to treat her better and she is not a bad person. They have a few problems that lead to she cheating with me. He has long work hours. And he wished that I can treat her better if I decided to be with her, and she need to be protected, whatever that means. Run away as quickly as possible. Not only for the cheating, but you have been and are now her backup plan.